The starship landed on Earth Base Delta 9 with a loud hiss. Smoke and steam filled the docking bay. Out stepped the alien envoy, a group of tall, elegant beings from the planet Zalari. Their leader wore golden robes. Their soldiers walked in, perfect lines. But behind them came a smaller figure walking lazily and chewing something strange. Her eyes glowed faintly purple. Her silver hair bounced as she moved. This was Zyla. She was different from the rest. Younger, sharper, and far more dangerous. Not because of her strength, but because she didn't follow rules. As soon as she entered the base, Zyla rolled her eyes and said in perfect English, "Smells like sweat and metal. How charming." The human officers nearby raised their eyebrows. Some chuckled awkwardly, others ignored her. But one man didn't laugh at all. He stood still, arms folded, eyes locked on her. Sergeant Cole. Zyla noticed him and smirked. "What? You've never seen a Zalari girl before?" Cole didn't answer. He simply turned and walked away. That annoyed her. Later that day, Zyla was supposed to attend a peace ceremony. She arrived late. Very late. Her excuse? "Your Earth clocks are weird." She wore something completely inappropriate. Tight black fabric instead of the official robes. The Zalari leader was furious. The human commander tried to smile and carry on. But Zyla made it worse. She interrupted speeches. She sat with her legs over the chair. She poked at the Earth food with her fingers. And worst of all, she hacked into a small control panel and made the lights flicker during the ceremony. The humans thought it was a tech error. But Sergeant Cole saw her smirk when it happened. After the event, Cole walked up to the alien envoy leader. "I need to speak with the girl," he said firmly. The Zalari leader sighed. "Please, do what you must. She doesn't listen to us." Cole found Zyla near the training yard, sitting on a crate, tossing small stones at a robot drone. He walked up to her, silent. "You here to scold me too?" she asked, not even looking up. "No," Cole said simply. "I'm here to fix the problem." Zyla finally looked at him. "Oh? And what makes you think you can fix me, human? You're not broken. You're wild," Cole said, stepping closer. "And wild things don't belong in the middle of a peace base." Her smile faded just a little. "You're not sending me back, are you?" she asked. "No," he said, "but you're coming with me. Now." His voice had no anger, no threat, just command. Zyla blinked. No one had ever spoken to her like that. She stood slowly, curious. He led her through metal halls until they reached a small empty room. No screens, no guards, just four walls and a bench. "Sit," Cole ordered. She sat. "So, what now? A lecture?" "No." He turned to face her. "You're smart, Zyla. I've read your file, top of your class, but you use your brains to cause trouble." Zyla laughed. "Trouble is fun." Cole didn't smile. "Not when it risks lives. You tampered with that panel during a live system. If you had triggered a lockdown, the weapons would have activated." Zyla froze. She hadn't thought of that. "You want to be taken seriously?" Cole asked. She stayed silent. "Then act like someone worth listening to. I'm not here to babysit you. I'm here to make sure you don't get someone killed." Zyla looked down. Then she muttered, "No one's ever talked to me like this." Cole nodded. "That's why you keep misbehaving. You think no one will stand up to you." "Are you?" she asked. He leaned closer. "Watch me." Zyla sat on the metal bench in the empty room. The walls were gray, cold, silent. Sergeant Cole didn't sit. He stood with his arms crossed, watching her like a soldier watches the horizon. For danger. "Why are you still staring?" Zyla asked, her voice sharp. "I'm waiting," Cole said. "For what?" "For the real you to show up." Zyla frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" "You act loud. You act wild. But that's not the real you," Cole said. "The real Zyla hides behind jokes and trouble." Zyla looked away. She didn't like how calm he was. No shouting. No anger. It was strange and powerful. Cole stepped closer. Tell me something. Why do you keep disobeying your own people? They're boring, she muttered. They treat me like I'm some spoiled child, like I'm a mistake. Cole didn't blink. Are you? Her head snapped up. No. Then stop acting like one. His words hit her like a slap, but not with pain. With truth. No one had ever dared speak to her like this. No softness, no fake smiles, just honesty. She stood up, trying to look tall. You think you can fix me with your human discipline? No, Cole said, but I can show you a mirror. Zyla paused. A mirror? A test? A challenge? 1 week, Cole said. You follow my orders. You train with human recruits. You live like us. If you break the rules, you're out. Zyla raised an eyebrow. Out? As in, kicked off Earth? No. Out of this base. Back. To your own people. They're tired of you. They're ready to send you back in chains. Zyla crossed her arms. Why are you doing this? Because I see something in you, Cole replied. And because someone once did the same for me. For the first time, Zyla didn't speak. Her mouth opened slightly, then closed. She didn't know what to say. Cole turned to leave. Your test starts tomorrow, 0500 hours. Training yard. Don't be late. As the door opened, Zyla called out, Wait. Cole looked back. If I pass your little test, what then? Then we'll see who you really are, Cole said. Not the wild alien, not the joke, but maybe something more. The door closed behind him. Zyla stood alone, her heart beating faster than normal. She wasn't afraid, but she felt something strange, like a storm was coming, inside her. She whispered to herself, What is happening to me? The sun had not yet risen over base Delta 9. The cold air was still. The lights of the base glowed faintly, like tired eyes barely open. At exactly 0500 hours, the training yard lights blinked on. Human soldiers stood in rows, straight backs, focused eyes, boots firm on the ground. They were silent. Ready. And then came Zyla, yawning, stretching, wearing what looked like a half-suit, half-pajama mix of alien gear. She walked like she was bored. Sergeant Cole stood in front of the troops. His face didn't change as he saw her. You're late, he said. By 2 minutes? Zyla smirked. I call that early by alien standards. Cole didn't respond. Instead, he pointed to a spot next to the humans. Line up. Zyla rolled her eyes but stepped into formation. The soldier next to her didn't move. His stare remained forward. Discipline. She hated it already. Today, Cole said, walking slowly along the line, you will learn control. Not just of your body, but of your words, your mind, your actions. He stopped in front of Zyla. That includes you. Zyla smiled. Are you going to make me run laps? Yes. Her smile faded. The next hour was a nightmare. Push-ups, climbs, crawling through dirt, sprinting with weights, balancing under pressure. Zyla laughed at first, but her laughter died after 10 minutes. By the end of the first drill, she was gasping for air, face red, hair a mess. The soldiers said nothing. They kept going. No complaints, no weakness. Zyla sat in the dirt, chest heaving. This is stupid. Cole stood over her, arms folded. This is control. Something you've never had. She glared at him. I'm a trained diplomat. You're a problem no one wants to deal with, he said bluntly. So they dumped you here. I accepted the challenge. She looked away. She wanted to shout something back, but didn't. Instead, she slowly stood up. I'm not done, she muttered. Cole didn't smile, but he nodded once. Back in line, he said. The drills continued, and Zyla didn't fall behind again. After the training, the recruits moved into the mess hall. Zyla slumped into a chair, her arms like jelly. The soldier next to her finally spoke. Didn't think you'd last. Neither did I, she said honestly. He gave a small grin. You did better than most newbies. Jyla blinked. She didn't expect kindness, not from humans. Across the room, Cole watched her silently, then walked over and placed something in front of her, a metal badge. What's this? She asked. Your tracker, he said. It records your effort, your behavior, and your score each day. She stared at it. Wait. I'm being graded? Every second, he replied. You want to stay on Earth? Earn your place. Jyla picked up the badge. It was heavier than she thought. It felt real, like a challenge. Cole turned to leave, then paused. Training continues tomorrow. Tougher than today. She grinned weakly. Can't wait. That night, Jyla couldn't sleep. Her body ached. Her mind spun. But somewhere inside her chest, past the soreness, was a strange feeling. Pride? She stared at the ceiling and whispered, maybe this isn't so stupid after all. The fourth morning of training began like the others, cold, sharp, and strict. Jyla stood in line with the other recruits. Her arms were sore, legs heavy, but she didn't show it. Not anymore. Sergeant Cole walked past her with his usual calm face, but this time, Jyla didn't look away. She held his gaze. Something inside her had shifted. She didn't just want to impress him, she wanted to understand him. But that same day, something changed. After drills, Zila was sent to assist in the tech lab. It was supposed to be a simple task: run a scan, report results, then leave. But as she entered the lab, she spotted something strange, a terminal marked restricted, flashing with warning signs. Her curiosity lit up like fire. She looked around. The human techs were busy with other tasks. No one will notice, she whispered. She tapped the terminal. One tap became two, then three. Suddenly the screen turned red. Alert. Systems breached. Security lockdown initiated. Screaming alarms filled the lab. Steel doors slammed shut. Warning lights flashed. Jyla froze in panic. From the hallway, Sergeant Cole came running, followed by security. What did you do? He barked. Jyla stepped back. I didn't mean to. Cole didn't shout. He just stared. That cold, calm look again. But this time, it felt different. Disappointment. Security checked the system. She accessed drone combat protocols, one of them said. If those drones had been active, they might have fired. Zyla's heart dropped. She looked at Cole. He didn't speak. He just turned and walked away. That silence hurt more than anything. Hours later, Jyla sat alone in a holding room. No one had come. No messages. No lectures. Just quiet. She stared at the floor. Her chest felt tight. This wasn't supposed to happen, she whispered to herself. I just wanted to prove I could handle it. The door finally opened. Cole walked in. He didn't sit. Jyla stood quickly. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger anything. I just got curious and... You broke protocol, he interrupted. No. You risked every life on this base, her voice cracked. I didn't want to hurt anyone. He stared at her. Then why do you keep testing the line? She looked down. Her hands trembled. Because I've always been alone. No one ever cared what I did. They just gave up on me. Cole didn't respond right away. Then he said quietly, That's not an excuse. She nodded slowly. I know. For the first time, Jyla looked smaller than she was, like a child facing a storm. Cole stepped closer. I'm not your enemy, but I won't protect you from the consequences. She swallowed hard. Are you sending me back? No, he said. You'll stay, but your rank is dropped. You'll start over, from the beginning. She looked shocked. Why? Because I still think you're worth saving, he said. Tears filled her eyes, but she blinked them away fast. I'll earn it, she whispered. Every bit of it. Cole gave a single nod, then left. As the door closed, Zyla sat down again. But this time her back was straighter, and her eyes were filled with fire, not rebellion. The days moved slower after Zyla's punishment. She no longer talked back. She didn't joke during drills. She didn't try to hack anything. But she was watching. Especially him. Sergeant Cole. She watched the way he stood every morning, always, before anyone else arrived. She watched how he checked every detail, equipment, recruits, even food quality, without saying a word. She watched how he spoke to every soldier with the same calm tone, even when they failed. Not once did he raise his voice. Not once did he break. She couldn't understand it. One morning after training, she found him repairing a broken drone alone in the hangar. No one else was around. The sun was just starting to rise. Orange light painted his face. She approached slowly. "You fix things too?" she asked. Without looking up, he replied, "Someone has to." She sat on a crate nearby. "I used to think you were just cold," she said. "And now? Now I think you're hiding something." He paused, then looked at her. "What makes you say that?" "You care too much," she said softly. "But you don't let anyone see it." Cole didn't respond at first. Then he said, "Caring makes people weak in war. I learned that the hard way." Shyla tilted her head. "What happened?" He stood, the drone in his hand still sparking. "There was a mission," he said. "We trusted someone, gave them too much freedom. They broke protocol, just like you did. People died. Good people." Shyla stayed silent. "I swore it would never happen again," he continued. "I stopped trusting easily. And yet," she said, "you gave me another chance." He looked at her. "Because when I look at you, I see the version of me I almost became." Shyla's chest tightened. The wind outside howled softly through the metal vents. "I don't want to be that version anymore," she said. Cole placed the repaired drone on the table. "Then prove it." That evening, Shyla sat alone in her bunk. She stared at the stars through the window. Her fingers traced the edges of her badge. It still showed trainee level 0. But now, she wanted to earn her level, not to impress, not to rebel, but because she finally understood what it meant to belong. She whispered, "Maybe. Humans aren't so weak after all." And for the first time, she smiled to herself, without mischief. Just quietly. The message came without warning. A sleek black ship landed just outside Earth Base Delta 9. Its hull shimmered with Royal Zalari symbols. The guards stiffened. The air grew cold. Shyla's people had arrived. She was called to the meeting chamber immediately. Inside stood 3 Zalari officials in high robes. Their faces were sharp, eyes glowing with power. Behind them stood elite guards, silent, armored, dangerous. Shyla entered, back straight, face unreadable. One official stepped forward. "Zyla of House Vornai, daughter of Commander Shawl, you have been summoned." Shyla narrowed her eyes. "Summoned for what?" "To return," the official said. "Your time on Earth is over. Your behavior has shamed our council long." "Enough," another added. "We expected you to cause trouble, but we did not expect you to kneel before humans." Shyla's fists tightened. Then the lead officer leaned in and whispered, "Come home, Zyla. You do not belong with them. Their blood is soft. Their ways are slow. You're one of us." She glanced at the human guards watching from the door, then at the Zalari elite, her own people. They didn't ask how she felt. They only commanded. Later that evening, she stood outside in the empty training yard. The stars above were clear. Footsteps approached. It was Sergeant Cole. "They want you back," he said quietly. Shyla nodded. "They didn't ask. They ordered." He studied her face. "Are you going?" She didn't answer right away. Then softly, "I thought I would." But now, I'm not so sure. Cole stayed quiet. Zyla turned to him. Do you think I'm meant to be here? I think, Cole said. You've already made a place here. You just don't realize it yet. Her voice cracked. If I leave, I lose that. And if you stay? He asked. She looked at him. If I stay? I'm turning my back on everything I was born into. Cole nodded. That's a heavy choice. Zyla swallowed hard. I want to stay. He raised an eyebrow. Even if it means they'll call you a traitor? She took a deep breath. Then I'll be a traitor. The next morning, the alien officials waited beside their ship. They expected her, but Zyla never came. Instead, Sergeant Cole handed them a sealed file. Inside it, a formal request for Earth training extension signed by Zyla herself. The officials looked at each other with fury. She's made a mistake, one growled. No, Cole said firmly. She's made a choice. Back in the training yard, Zyla stood in line again, badge on her chest, sweat on her brow, eyes filled with focus. This time she didn't feel like a guest. She felt like a soldier, and for the first time she felt proud of it. The wind was sharp and cool as dawn broke over base Delta 9. Zyla stood alone on the edge of the training platform, her shadow long under the soft orange light. Her uniform was clean, badge polished. The tag on it had changed. Trainee, Level 3. Her progress had become talk across the base. The alien girl who once mocked everything was now among the top recruits. But today wasn't just another training day. Today was graduation day. Inside the hall, soldiers from many worlds sat in rows. Flags of different species hung side by side. It was peace in motion. Sergeant Cole stood on the stage holding a datapad. He spoke calmly, as always. Discipline isn't about fear. It's about control, respect, and the courage to change. Some recruits fight through pain. Some fight through pride, but only a few fight through themselves. He looked up. Zyla of Zilari. Step forward. Whispers ran through the hall as Zyla stood, walked, and climbed the steps. Cole didn't smile. He simply handed her a new badge. Silver, engraved with a human and Zilari emblem side by side. You've earned this, he said. Zyla took it, quietly, but before stepping back she leaned closer and whispered, You broke me, and rebuilt me stronger. Cole finally smiled, just a little. You broke yourself, he replied. I just held up the mirror. Later that evening, the celebration died down. Lights dimmed. People returned to duty. Zyla walked past the empty training yard and found Cole inspecting a drone again, just like the first time. Still fixing things, she asked with a smile. Some habits don't change, he said. She stepped closer. But some people do. He looked at her. You planning to leave with the next Zilari ship? He asked. She shook her head. No. Then what are you planning? Zyla hesitated, then said, To keep learning. From you. Cole tilted his head. Training's over. Not the kind I want, she said, eyes serious now. There was a pause between them, the kind of pause where silence speaks louder than words. And then gently she added, The undisciplined heart is wild, but the trained one knows who it wants to follow. Cole blinked once, surprised, but not rejecting. Then we keep training, he said quietly. Zyla smiled again, softer this time. Yes, Commander. She turned, walked away into the moonlight. Behind her, Cole watched, knowing she wasn't just a soldier now. She was a force, a future, and maybe something even closer than that.